else, right? Eventually. Maybe.
No, that would be a fun pandemic. See, not like this lame one. Is that something
Yeah,
exciting?
but then
All
you
the
still
germs
have
and
people
worms we get-
politicizing that shit. Like, I don't know, is it really that big of a deal to lose complete control and be a zombie? Like, come on now. Ugh, you're telling me I have to wear a mask? I mean, it's only a zombie
be
infection.
awesome.
Fuck.
Well, in that case, I would be like, yeah, okay, fair enough. This is fun now. Well, not fun, but like serious, I guess. I would try to make my own fun.
It's gonna take that to like really convince people, you know, beyond just like anything else. It's gonna take like the zombie pandemic, which like, so the end of the world is something that I've been like super like focusing on like crazy. Like it's just something that like hits me, you know, like from time to time, because I don't know if you know this website. It's an old website. Yeah, it's a site called Exit Monday that I don't know if you all ever went onto it.
Yeah, dude, I read that website like a decade ago. That website's old as shit.
What's it called?
Oh man, Exit Mundi. So it's Exit Mundi, and so it just has giant end of the world scenarios. So
Dude,
it's like,
and it's so old. Half the pictures on it don't even work anymore.
yeah, no, they don't work anymore.
Fuck yeah, Exit Mundi's the
I love
best.
websites like this. Yeah. Holy shit.
They even have one where it's like, if nothing ever happens, this is what's gonna like. We're just all gonna like fall into sleep mode for the remainder of the universe.
God, I remember this website. I read this website like roughly when it came out, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing.
Oh, the site's so great. The thing with it is like, when I look at the way like, so I don't think we're gonna be like a zombie thing. You know what I mean? I think what's gonna probably happen is like nuclear holocaust. Maybe, who knows? That might be, that's a winning contender.
Or like a meteor.
Yeah, the meteor shit. I mean, that's also like just like a nuclear holocaust on like a, you know, natural scale. Like just boom, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, but
that's
the problem
pretty
with
much
the
the only
meteor
way.
shit is like, we've cried wolf so much now. Every time a meteor even grazes our galaxy, you have like dozen articles going, meteor headed for Earth, and then you click it, it's like gonna miss Earth by 77 fucking light years.
I saw a tweet the other day, like a few weeks ago, and they're trying really hard to make this meteor stuff hit, like in terms of like clickability, because they were talking about it, and in the tweet header, they were like, a meteor the size of 2 giraffes and an antelope passed by the Earth pretty close, and there was like no facts in there, and I was like, what is this sizing convention as well? 2 giraffes and an antelope? How am I meant to put that
That's
together
the
in my
official
head?
measuring convention, Jackson. You just don't understand meteors enough to know.
Put it in meters or something. I don't know how large a giraffe is.
They didn't want to apply the metric scale to it. They wanted to apply the fucking Fisher-Price scale.
They have those little
the big
things where when you
on
pull
that
the
shit.
cord, it spins around and goes, the cow says moo, and they pull
Moo,
that every
yeah.
time they need a measurement.
But that wasn't the only one as well. Then, like, a couple weeks later, I saw another tweet that used the same fucking convention. They were like, another asteroid the size of, like, 2 Empire State Buildings passed by. Like, why are you choosing these? I don't know, how big that is.
They will try to make them
It's
sound so
annoying.
grandiose, like, it's the size of 13 Mount Everests. Well, I assume that's big.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
that's
know.
good. Yeah. The fucking size half of Earth about to collide with Earth. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, you're right. Here it is, Newsweek. Oh, dude, but it's Newsweek.
Oh, it was 2 Empire State Buildings. I don't know what Newsweek is. I just saw the tweet.
No, it's like, this is like the fucking, it's like daily, like fucking Daily Mail and shit, where it's like, hey guys, World War III is coming out, better pre-order that shit right now. Russia and America are
Oh, so
having
it's
an
like
all-out
tabloid
brawl.
journalism.
Yeah, it's all that. That's all it comes down
I
to.
don't know, man. So you've
I'll
got...
tell you, the big outlets do this very same thing, I promise you. I
What, the
hate
2
these
Empire State
asteroid
Buildings
news.
thing?
Yeah, and the general,
yeah.
just like fear-mongering about asteroids that are gonna miss us by miles and light years.
Well, I
They
did-
do this
I did look it up.
constantly. It's
They've-
so lame.
There's a space organization, I don't know which one now, and I don't know the website, but they do have a website tracking all of the close calls that are predicted, and some of them are, like, expected to hit this decade, but they're never anything, like, substantially sized or anything. And even if they were substantially sized, I don't think they would advertise that because of, like, panic
Dude,
and stuff.
I kind of want to make a video on this shit now, just like literally these weird conventions. It's like, wait, phallic asteroid attacking? Oh my god! Yeah,
That looks
no,
like a piece of shit. That
That
doesn't look like a
actually,
penis.
Jackson actually did make a good point. If an actual asteroid was heading our way that was a danger, they would literally not even tell us.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. An asteroid the size of a bus will safely fly by. What the fuck is the point of the article here? It's like, yeah, the asteroid isn't going to impact Earth, by the way. Cool. Like, every day there's something that flies past us.
Yes, here's another one. What I'm telling you. It's so frustrating.
Here's another one. Asteroid the size of a grand piano strikes Earth. Well, who the fuck's running this to the orchestra?
And also, wait, the size of a grand piano compared to the size of the Earth, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Well, if it hit a major city, if it hit a city or something, that would matter. But if it just strikes like in the ocean or randomly on Earth, who gives a shit? Doesn't matter.
Look at it. An asteroid the size of a house passed. Do these people not know what the fuck? Oh wait, this is an April 1st article. Still, do these people not know that like these things burn up in the atmosphere? Like it's gonna be the size of a fucking like condom the moment it touches Earth.
Maybe global warming is the way to go. We need to make more greenhouse gases, so when the super asteroid eventually shows up, we'll be fine because it'll burn up.
Yeah. Oh, here's another article from that Snopes site. Is why I guess Snopes gonna go fuck itself. Is Funyuns Mountain Dew real? Like, does it really need an article? Like, is there somebody who like looked up a search result on Twitter and it's like,
well, is it real? This is a joke. All these websites writing these fucking articles are a joke. Do you guys think maybe it's just it's an inside gag with the writing staff where like they go, okay, watch this. I'm gonna compare this meteor to a fucking cat.
Who the fuck would have Funyun tasted Mountain Dew? That is so disgusting.
Look, no, Snopes is the premier fact-checking website on the internet. If you go on their front page, they have a TikTok rumors section. And it is mostly just people watching obviously fake videos. And they need Snopes to disprove them. For example, do videos show rocket hitting the moon? And it's like the moon exploding in half, and people think it's real.
Just go outside and look up, you idiot.
People, I don't know.
The moon's exploded. Let me log onto the internet to check if that's true or not.
I just remembered another one where it just pisses me off. People are so goddamn stupid. So there's this video that's going viral on TikTok and also making its rounds on Twitter of the moon passing really, really close over the Earth. Have you guys seen this video?
I have.
Okay, it is the most blatantly obvious fake video ever. And like something that even clues you away if you're convinced by the visual effects is when it passes in front of the sun, the video makes a loud like boom noise. Which would not happen. When the lights go out, it doesn't make a noise, everybody. When the sun is blocked, like during an eclipse, you don't hear like a light go off noise. But it's just this like incredible cavalcade of stupidity because half the people on the video are like, oh my god, this is so amazing. This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Wow, I can't believe this ever would happen. Space is unreal. And then the other half is people who are like, no, it's fake. I mean, I think it is. Like, it could be. It's probably fake.
I think it is.
It definitely should be fake. Like,
yeah, you know, it doesn't really seem real.
God.
Well, I'm looking at this one on YouTube Shorts, moon hit by asteroid caught on camera. And so, yeah, it does in fact hit the moon. I am seeing a supernova. Now, in the comments, if the sound of the explosion was minutes delayed instead of 3 seconds, would be more realistic.
Oh my God.
Would be more realistic.
Oh,
I like how the asteroid in airless space has a smoke trail. Some people on YouTube are actually applying like science, which is something like... Wait, this guy's like, hey, listen, I don't know. There won't be that wave in space, I think. Really? You think? Really now?
Well, if we can't even hear it, you know.
Oh my
What is
lord.
the recommendation algorithm? I scrolled down. My dad's new neighbor said having 2 gay kids means he failed as a parent right after that.
It's the just mush brain recommendation algorithm. It's like, oh, you're watching fake asteroid videos. Here's more fake garbage for you to watch, you dummy.
It's like, what happens when an astronaut returns to Earth?
He's executed immediately for treason.
It can't just all be children, can it? Like, there's just way too many people who believe these obviously fake videos. Like, oh lord.
But here's the thing, man. Like, I mean, you have people who like believe, 'cause if it exists in video form, therefore it must be true. I feel like that's a rule for most people on the internet. Like, you know, how are you going to fake that video? Clearly you just saw Tinkerbell fly across that field. Clearly the Tooth Fairy just robbed that kid. Clearly she's real and
people
a criminal.
believe in
like,
goblins now because they've seen goblins on camera. Apparently, and they're the size of like your pinky.
Listen,
running
people
across the bottom
believe
of the
that
screen.
the Earth is flat. Like, you can't beat that shit.
And
Come
then
on now.
they still have
do.
skepticism, but they apply it in the worst places where, like, you'll show them a video of a crime, just a mundane crime, and they'll be like, oh, that's a false flag. That didn't really happen. Like, it's not that, like,
they'll
fantastic of
apply
an
every
issue.
time.
Like, someone hates crime someone else. It's not a fucking false flag CIA op. You're believing a fucking flat Earth and shit, but not this.
Well, it's like it's
Frustrating.
It's not, it doesn't even have to be video muter. It's like on Facebook, you just believe what anyone posts in general. Yeah.
Well,
No, you seriously like if it's just posts. People believe text at face value now as well.
I mean, you could, you know, way back when you had like the John Titor shit, like those fucking time traveler, you could probably post John Titor on Facebook and people like, you know what, this guy's from the year 2046. He really has a good head on his shoulders. He knows what's up. He knows the cyber war is about to happen in like 3 months from now. Like Skynet's about to infiltrate. I get it. Like, I don't know, man. People are really, really fucking like easily misled. And this is where, to get into a serious thing, like I was reading recently, like they had that fucking Ministry of like propaganda or some shit in like the United States, like Biden signed off on like some Ministry of Truth, like the fact checking committee, right? And so this is my thing with the internet, right? Like I am one of those people where I understand like misinformation can be bad, right? Like it can lead people down some rabbit holes that are pretty unrecoverable. But I kind of hate the whole notion of like, let's censor shit on the internet just because it's wrong. You know, like I feel like it's the internet. You should allow people to like read every single aspect. And I feel like, and this is maybe an optimistic way of looking at it, but I feel like, hey, listen, if, you know, by that logic, delete everything in the flat Earth space, right? Because it's obviously bullshit. But it's like, doesn't that just force people?
1 sec. Muda,
doesn't that force people to just radicalize themselves into it?
It absolutely does, yeah.
I would like to answer you, and you're completely right, but is Muda cutting out for everyone else too?
A little
Yeah,
bit.
it might
Jackson,
be.
could you
it might be
change
the
the
connection.
server region
Yeah,
on the
I'm
voice
trying
chat?
to-
Yeah, do that real quick,
Thankfully,
please.
we're recording this locally.
Yeah, no, it won't be the local recording. It's just Discord. So just
No, Muda, you're absolutely right, and just what I hate is like the kind of people going, oh, well, misinformation isn't free speech, we need to get rid of this. Yeah, well, cool, except like everything you call misinformation is like proven right in 6 months' time. It's
My thing is like, just let the information out there, and like, you know, I think most people, the grand majority, can be able to decipher it. Like we used to do in the internet back in the day, right? Like we had fucking 4chan ops back in the day too, but it's like, I feel, I don't know, we can decipher.
There was a higher barrier to entry with the internet back then, though. You had to know how to like operate a computer, and that was kind of niche back then, I suppose. You had to know like how to get onto a browser and stuff. You had to know how to use a keyboard and a mouse. There was just a lot of moving parts. But nowadays, that's so ingrained in everyone.
Yeah.
So many people are on the internet, and so many people are stupid. So many stupid people are on the internet.
They are,
including
but
myself.
you can't just blame the people either, like to Muta's point. Like, in the 4chan days, you could, you know, they would start like these troll ops where they would go, oh, okay, you know what, the OK Hen sign is now a Nazi symbol. But nowadays, you have fucking actual institutions joining in on the fucking psyop. Like the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center will be like, yeah, that's a Nazi symbol. If you ever see that someone doing, like, when they're scuba diving, that's a Nazi. It's like, why are we amplifying this? That's not a problem with fucking misinformation, it's a problem with you.
Something that's really interesting that I try to keep perspective on when I hear this shit is we were the last, and Jackson, you're actually not included in this, but we were the last generation.
Man.
We were the last generation to grow up
On my
without
birthday
modern
too,
internet.
Andrew. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
oh, I'm sorry, Jackson. I'm sorry, but us old men like Muda, Kaya, and I were the last generation to grow up without the internet, the modern internet. Like our childhood did not really.
Wait, joke's on you. I'm in Australia. We didn't have internet until like 5 years ago. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, fuck me.
Myths
But
have existed before the internet, though.
Well, no. But my point with that is, think how many kids today grow up with the internet being like naturally just there. It's just part of their life. And then extrapolate that into how many of them just say stupid shit that people take as fact. Because my ultimate point is, when you're on the internet, very rarely do you know any statistics about people you're talking to. Like, if you're on Twitter or fucking Facebook or TikTok or whatever, yeah, I mean, occasionally you'll see a profile picture or something, but you usually don't know that person's age, their level of schooling, what they do for a living. Tons and tons and tons of places you just get info, just raw info. So think how many times you've been on Twitter or you've read a news article that's gotten big, and who's to say it wasn't just a random thing that a 14-year-old said as a joke? You never know. You never know. But that wasn't really as much of a thing back when we were growing up, because the internet wasn't as much of a thing, especially for kids.
Well, you're absolutely right. Now it's like most people, they buy a cell phone and they just have like to tap one bubble on their phone and they're connected to the internet.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need. There's no barrier to entry.
Okay, think about if you needed an old school internet thing to blow up into mainstream news, how hard you would have to work, especially if you were a kid and limited to like that old school child internet, like AOL Kids or whatever the fuck your parents would sign you up for. Now, any 13-year-old can pull out their phone in the span of 2 minutes, post a tweet, and then randomly, depending on what they say, it goes viral and a news outlet could pick it up. Like, it's that easy. It's that simple. Wasn't like that.
That has its upsides and downsides. I like it. I like that, like, some fucking random teen can do something cool. Not like start a fucking fake news thing, but like make a song and get more views than CNN Plus did in like a month.
Oh yeah. I don't want it to come off as me complaining. Like the modern internet is on the whole largely a good thing. It's all a good thing. But there are problems. There's problems that come with it that we never had to deal with before.
Yeah, I just don't like the mental, like, to me, the internet is the greatest invention of our species, and having those kind of people who spread bullshit on the internet that end up hurting people, that is not the prize of the internet, that's the price of it. It's the downside.
Right.
It's just, well,
I agree.
You have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Like, yeah, there's gonna be people doing sleazy shit on the internet, but it's the fucking internet.
But what if it does actually turn out to cause more harm to humankind in the long run?
The internet?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
this level of interconnectivity with everyone.
Yeah,
anyway.
the connectivity is the connectivity, but Jackson, you got to remember the internet is also the entire wealth of human knowledge. So something you could relate to on your own point. How can you
ascertain what the human knowledge is if it is mixed in with, you know, misinformation? Not to use like an overused term or anything, but even stuff that isn't true.
But even then, it's course corrected far easier than everything else. Imagine you have a book, and the book comes out, and it goes, "The sun is a gas giant. It's made of gas, like it's a big gas thing." And you're in school, and you read that book, and you go, "Yep, sun's made out of gas." But then, when do you find out the sun is actually made out of plasma? Whereas on the internet, you'd find that out immediately because that info would be corrected immediately.
So interestingly, when it comes to like the downsides of the internet on humanity, I think so. What's weird is like I'm a firm believer of like AI attacks on like entire countries and like swaths of people. So TikTok, right, being one example, right? Like if you look at TikTok in China, for instance, right? TikTok in China is very regulated. Like the children who are trying to access Douyin is what they call it over there. They're only able to get like super educated material, like none of that fucking devious bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you connect to TikTok anywhere else in the fucking world at its launch, and all the kids are watching the most brain damaging fucking crap in the world. And I don't want to sound like a fucking weird parent about it, but like I definitely can realize like, hey, let's say on like a super fucking tinfoil hat level, like if you were like the government of China, right, and you wanted to really fuck up America, like 20 years from now, you start right at the kids, right? Like you fuck up the kids' brains up first.
Tinfoil hat. It's literally their business strategy. Like you said, like, oh wait, so China owns TikTok, but TikTok isn't really available in China. I wonder why. And then you look at fucking like Western kids, and they're all grooming each other into like made up mental illnesses and genders on this fucking app, making themselves miserable. It's like, I kind of see a connection here.
I just firmly believe like fucking the weird shit that we get fed, like all the misinformation, all like the devious, all the weird trends. And what really weirds me out with a lot of those criminal trends, right? Like the devious lick shit and all that stuff, is that it starts trending really well on the app for a while, and only until like a news agency picks it up, right? Like, or it becomes like the eye of like a mainstream news attention, then it's like, oh wow, okay guys, we're really sorry that we let this trend, let's just get rid of it. Like, okay, how the fuck did you let it happen for like 4 fucking weeks when there were like so many compilations on the internet about it? Like, what the fuck?
Do you think by then there's an era of it's not cool anymore?
What do you mean?
So you're doing your TikTok thing, you're a fucking 14-year-old kid, and the newest fad is, let's say, like punching bread. Like, oh, it's so random and funny. Take out a loaf of bread and punch it as hard as you can. And then CNN picks up on it because that's what they do. And do you think there's an air amongst those people now where it's like, oh, you know, it's not cool anymore. It's on mainstream news. It's everywhere. It's too saturated.
No, but Muta's more so talking about like the company not taking responsibility and shifting it around. It's every single time it's the attitude of, oh, whoops, we never meant for that to go viral. Thanks for pointing it out, you guys.
Now I get it.
Because like, I feel like they could isolate and figure out what's going viral or what isn't, right? Like, you have entire teams that are sitting down working on your algorithm and you're promoting that. Like, what the fuck? I mean, there's a thing with social media, and it's like, it's something that's unanimous no matter where you go to. Like, this is why shit like fucking Trump Social or like Truth Social, like Parler and all these like other sites. Like, the reason why these sites really don't work to the extent that they would as their mainstream counterparts is that like they have one group of people on there and that's all it is. Like, the way for these social media sites to work, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, is that like they always need to have like there always seems to be like conflict, you know, like conflict really drives like raw engagement so hard. Yeah.
It does.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, like for me, when Gab first came out, Gab is my favorite because it's such a shit show. It's hysterical. I recommend everybody like look into the founder of it and Justice History, Andrew Torba, a complete fucking lolcow. It's like, I signed up initially for it when it very first came out, like literally the first week, just to park my username. I didn't actually use it or anything. But within the first week, I noticed, oh, it's the only thing that's trending is like literal flat earth theories and calling Obama slurs. That's all that was trending, to the point that they had to remove the trending page. It's like, why would you even want to be on that site when it's just filled with people that only agree with you? That's boring. That's an echo chamber. Like, I like arguing. I want to argue with people. I want to see like opinions that rile me up from time to time. It's entertaining.
If it's genuinely filled with those kinds of people, then you're just proving the other side right as well. Like, it was filled with people just calling
it's a self-fulfilling
Obama
prophecy. Yeah, but it's like a built-in bias. The problem with those platforms is, and I fucking hate that they do this, every single time they do this, they go, oh, we're Twitter except pro-free speech. You can say anything on our site. You will never get
except
banned.
Porn. You can't do porn. You can't do that. That's not free.
Yeah,
anything that impedes
we can get to the porn thing
generating.
That's an excuse too, but it's like, when you promote it as that, all you're gonna get is people who've been banned everywhere else, which just happens to be like the most hardcore lunatics who just want to yell slurs. Yeah, that's gonna be your user base.
Have you ever noticed? Have you ever noticed that any website that has to like outwardly promote that they support free speech is a website where people are just posting slurs and that's it, and nothing else?
That's exactly what I see every time I connect to these sites. Yeah.
I want a more free speech site. I hate that like a fucking some liberal San Francisco furry is the guy deciding who gets to say what on Twitter. But if you're gonna make a new company that's centered around letting people have more free speech, don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Just adjust your moderation policies, do it on the down low, don't advertise it as such, because that's just bait for lunatics.
I only have like one rule. Like, in my opinion, when you're running sites like Twitter, you should be politically neutral, right? Like, I mean, of course, you know, like, be fair to every side. And the other thing is, like, the only thing that you should really obviously be, you know, monitoring is like actual, like real tangible hate speech. Like, if somebody's out on your website inciting like, hey guys, on fucking, you know, February 12th, let's go and fucking beat up all these groups of people, right? And they're like organizing and doing some crazy shit,
which is already illegal.
No, you know, that's illegal.
Yeah, the exception to the First Amendment is call to violence. A tangible call to violence is already illegal. That sort of stuff.
There's a difference between saying I hate the president and I'm going to shoot the president. Like, yeah.
Very different things. I'm going to shoot him out of love.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot him full of kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. Come here, Biden.
Get over tomorrow here. At 8 a.m. at a speech.
I'm going to kiss the president.
Yeah,
with my scope.
But it's like if you have a difference of like opinion or something, right? Like, if somebody's on like a different side of a spectrum politically, then it's like, oh, we'll fucking destroy, like, or we'll just like, you know, delete your account or like, you know, shadow ban you or something like that. And I don't agree with that. You know?
Complete.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's retarded. But do you know the story of Andrew Torba, Muta?
I don't know the story. I know, like, I know him
I love
being the
this
Gab
man.
CEO, but I have no idea about his history.
He's such a clown. He's one of those fake Christian who just say, like, he's never read the Bible or anything, but he just says Christ is Kang, and that's basically how he panders to his fucking audience. So
Well,
he
like
makes
most of
Gab.
those-
He raises millions of dollars to make Gab on his crowdfunding thing. No, nobody except flat earthers fucking end up using it. So, and he gets hacked a couple of times because all he did was basically clone like a fucking PHP Twitter clone GitHub repo. And then that didn't work. His user base was dwindling. So then one day he decided, you know what, I'm going to fork Mastodon. We're going to burn all the work we've done until now. And we're just going to be federated. We're going to go on Mastodon. And that's where his excuse of banning porn came from. He decided he said... No, anyway, he said, well, Mastodon's full of porn, never mind. I'm deciding to defederate. The truth is he got bullied by anime avatars, and he couldn't handle the heat because Mastodon is full of those kind of people. And they made fun of him so fucking hard that he decided to defederate his service again and close it off.
What is so we were talking about this the other day, Kaya, but can you explain to everyone in the audience what federating is? Because I still think it's such a niche
just
thing.
Yeah, it is kind of niche, but you know how, well, you know that Twitter and Facebook and such are centralized, all right? A federated network is basically I can host my own version of Twitter and you can host your own version of Twitter and we can talk to each other. Or we can decide not to talk to each other. That's all it really means. It's like we are each running our own instances of a social media site, but we can communicate with each other. And for Andrew Torba, the upside was, okay, if I federate, I can neatly integrate my website into this already existing ecosystem that has a lot of users, at least compared to Gab, and he got bullied. He couldn't take it, so he went like, oh, there's just too much porn on there, you guys, and I'm a Christian. This is demonic.
How many of these services do you guys actually think are legit FBI, U.S. Marshal honeypots? Unironically, like,
wait, this Andrew Torba guy is actually like a CIA operative.
No, so this is what my theory is, right? Like, these guys make these services, and you know when Parler came out, they were like, oh wow, within a day it got fucking hacked and shit. I'm like, now that I think about it, I feel like every time somebody makes a service like this, like Trump Social, like the NSA just backdoored into it, because they literally just fork whatever the fuck they find on GitHub without ever looking at the code.
Oh, yeah,
and just post it up, security flaws and all. They never even update shit. And then imagine, like, you've got like the FBI, the NSA just backdoored, reading into all the DMs and posts.
What are these software engineers that are getting paid like $1 million incomes per year doing? Are they just copying GitHubs?
I think they are.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I genuinely don't know where all
just...
of that money went. It was multiple millions of dollars that Torba burnt, and I don't know on what.
I swear, no,
understand.
dude. I think it just went to like the pockets of like close friends. I have to imagine that's like the story for nearly every single one of these things, because it's like you can give any fucking dude. We could literally start a fucking company today and call it like Freedom Social, right? Like fucking Freedom Social and shit. We could raise like $10 million or something on Kickstarter, and then we just make fucking weird jobs for all of us. Like Andrew could be the fucking director of Moby Hughes at the office, and fucking you know, like, and then we just give each other like fucking mega salaries and shit. But all we have to do for our work is like we get a cluster, we get like a cloud server package somewhere, and we just deploy some fucking GitHub code and done. Shake your hand and call it a day. Fuck. It's not like you have to use a service. Dude, that Trump service doesn't even have like an Android app. Like, there's so many people that still can't even connect.
Trump doesn't even use his own service. I think he just signed up for it yesterday.
He tweeted yesterday. I mean,
he
truthed yesterday.
Yeah, people retweeted that truth.
That's the other part. It's like, it's such unappealing marketing when you go, okay, I'm gonna make a new social media site where everyone's gonna be more free. What are you gonna call it? Truth Social. Okay, you can log on to it from your Freedom phone. It's like cringe.
Dude,
fucking
the
hell.
Freedom phone. Oh man, I loved going on that Freedom phone shit because it was such a fucking grift.
Wait,
and
what
there
the fuck?
So
I can't access it. I can't access Truth.
Wait, are you on your iPhone?
No, I'm on the computer. I just went to truthsocial.com.
It's only iPhone, bro. Only iPhone.
No, but their website, their actual website.
Holy shit, this Freedom phone thing looks amazing. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
How the
it's
fuck
good.
do you have a free speech focused phone? That doesn't make any sense. It's not like the phone shuts off whenever you say something wrong.
Wait, I understand why now. I understand why I can't access the website. Apparently, truth is only available to America.
Yeah.
I'm banned from knowing the truth.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You have to believe the lies of the elite, bro. Wait, that's also funny too. Like when people are like, you have to believe the lies of the elite, but let me connect to the other 1%er that made his truth-focused platform.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my god.
By the
Don't
way,
believe what
and
the other
Freedom
billionaires
phone,
did.
like people looked it up. It's literally just like a fucking $20 Chinese phone that they rebranded. They just put
It
their own
always
branding on
is.
it and like a shitty Android spin-off, and that's literally all it does. And the whole freedom aspect of it was, I think,
Dude.
that it has its own app store or some shit. I don't remember, but it was a huge grift.
Yeah, it was in its own app store.
I fucking love
just
the
looks like
Freedom
Android.
phone. Holy shit. I'm obsessed
Which
with
is
this
like-
now.
Like the only phone that I know is truly like a privacy phone is like it's like that Librem product, but it's like $1,200. So it's like privacy better be really fucking important to you, because you're not getting anything spec wise. Like it's literally just like a Linux phone with like switches, like actual hardware switches that like power down the mics and the camera. So it's like, yeah, like unless you're like an executive, that's like the phone you'd have, you know, to like truly isolate yourself. But
I guess, but even
Yeah,
then,
that's
it's
pretty
like,
much it.
okay, I want to be safe, so I'm gonna have to turn off my mic and the camera and the internet. It's well, at that point, I just have a brick. Like, what is the point then? You know?
So what was the thing that what was the private phone that you were just talking about? What's it called?
Librem 5? Librem,
So-
Libram.
Like, is that the kind of thing that like CIA agents use or undercover agents and such? Like, they would have to use something like that.
I mean,
right?
I'd have to imagine they have their own like custom hardware. Like I'd have to imagine like the phones that they've been given is like there's nothing that says that you can't use an iPhone or something, right? Like an Android device. I would have to imagine like all agent phones probably have like, you know, a hypervisor built into it that like allows it to be monitored by like a remote agency, you know? So they can
Right.
like read a message, like monitor calls, so you're not calling fucking Russia and selling state secrets. Also, you know, like let's say you did go missing, like they could ping your phone, right? Like through a hypervisor
Yeah.
application that couldn't be shut
I
down.
was.
You
I
would
would also assume
though,
that it'd be exceptionally stupid having like a secret agent phone that would give away your identity just by holding it, because people know that this is what the CIA uses.
yeah.
Yeah, like I
you
would
know-
have to imagine they'd give you. I know the president got an iPhone. Like I know they took away Trump's Samsung device, and they gave him like an iPhone, just like one that was enterprise locked or something to like the White House, like Homeland
One that
Security.
was
like, they could just-
wiretapped by the NSA,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, exactly. Like HomeSec was like looking at their shit. Exactly.
You have to also, again, I said this last week, but the government is equal parts evil and incompetent. The other day, I spent like 3 hours reading about double agents in the US, these guys who would work for the FBI or CIA, who would then sell state secrets to the Russians. It's mind-blowing how careless they can be. Like, there's this one dude, I forget his name, Hansen. Maybe I'm confusing him with another guy, actually. But point is, he sold so many secrets to the Russians that he became rich. And he would come into the office, look with like suits that cost more than his boss makes. And no one thought anything of it. And then they started investigating him finally. But then the team that was investigating him went on vacation. Like, this is mind-blowing. And the guy got multiple like fucking Russian double agents executed because he just kept selling their identities to the Russians.
Jesus, what the fuck? Holy shit.
Yeah, but that must have been a really sweet vacation.
That must have been.
And they made so much
People are
money of this shit too. My
People are
god, I wish I
talking
could be a
about the
double
Quantum
agent.
TV guy. Have you
What
guys
is the
been
Quantum
following
TV?
Quantum TV? You guys have been following it? He's
No.
like, so you know
No.
when we all know what the Streisand effect is, right, boys?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
basically, like for anybody to chat, obviously, if somebody, you know, if somebody, like, let's just say what he did was, so he made an Elden Ring review, right, where he's like, oh, the game's fucking difficult. Can we make it easy? Why are they making games that not everybody can play? Okay, like Jesus Christ. So he made like an Elden Ring video. Nobody really gave a shit about it. Like, I didn't care too much. Some people downloaded it and they made like a commentary. They like ripped on it, you know? It's like, whatever. We all do this to each other. So he decided to like DMCA strike like a smaller channel, and then like Ackman
Aw.
started doing it, and then he DMCA'd him, and he just started throwing DMCA's all around. So it's like instead of 100 people like looking at his fuck up, Now you just got like over 1 million people looking at the fuck up. So, anyways, he's been
never learn.
Well, it's funny because like so he had this like few things. He had like these posts that he made on his like Twitter account. Now his idea was he got hacked, right? So on his Twitter account was some like really homophobic shit or something, right? Like he's like a super like he's like, if
did he
gay
have
people in
Truth
my
Social
game?
installed and shit and like?
I think he did. Like I watched one of his videos. So I watched one of his videos for like the game Horizon for the new one, right? Like Forbidden West or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like one of his things was he's like, I don't know if anybody's been noticing it, but there's just too many black people in this fucking game. All right, like every time I walk around, too many fucking black people in this game. Yeah, like literally that was one of the reviews. I just feel like it's Sony pushing the BLM movement onto us. I'm like, whoa. I thought we were like, it starts off from like, okay, we're reviewing this TV, and then like a minute or 2 minutes into the video, it's like, what the fuck kind of unhinged rant are we going on? So he had a bunch of these posts, right? And then like people called him out on it, and he's like, no, I was hacked. So then it got me thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. So that means like if somebody hacked my Twitter account, right? And they were just like, yeah, you know, fuck minorities and all that shit, right? Let's just fucking go full racist. And then I got my account back, and I was like, you know, I'm not going to delete that shit because it's like a memory of like when I was hacked, right? Like, you know that time when I was linking to Stormfront? Yeah, that's a memory, boys. Like,
so who is this? This is Quantum TV saying all this racist?
Yeah, Quantum TV. Now, I don't know.
He's black. I'm confused.
Well, he's at home on Gab.
Yeah, no, he's a black guy. That's what I was weird, because he was like, so I don't know if anybody's been playing these like games recently, but too many black people, dude. Here's like this one Discord post. So I want to read this Discord post, okay? And you guys have to try not to laugh at it, okay? Like this is your
I'll try.
This is your try not to laugh challenge, okay? I just want to thank everyone for sticking with me. It's obvious most of these other reviewers, like Stop the FOMO, Digital Trends, and HDTV Test, are just Satanists in disguise. Every time I've seen one of their videos, you can tell they're trying to brainwash the masses into their gay, liberal, satanic, atheist agenda. 1 minute, someone could be watching Stop the FOMO, and the next minute, they start having anal sex with their dads, doing coke.
Fuck. Alright, challenge failed.
Like
the
anal sex is pretty funny, but then he specified their dads, and that broke me.
Yeah, I was always I was already pre-giggling at anal sex.
Damn it! Yeah, damn it. That's the shit that I laughed my ass off when I read it. I'm like, there's no fucking way somebody could be that real. So yeah, he started drama with like other, and this is why I love this story. Okay,
hold on, read the rest. Video.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I can't just. Alright, so after the amazing anal sex with a dad, trying to conjure demons with satanic rituals, Satanic Influence isn't a joke. It was really obvious already when Stop the FOMO ended up using the Lucifer logo to praise Satan and claimed he was just testing for blooming. God, I hate atheists with their satanic rituals. Every one of these people are going to hell and suffer for eternity. They need an ass kicking from some Christians, not all. Also, all the troll comments from satanic atheists are getting banned. All the satanic gay atheist people accusing me of being a coward for deleting my video, I only had to delete them because of YouTubers' gay agenda. Instead of people getting upset at me, why don't they just let me be? Because they are heterophobic, anti-Christian pieces of shit. I don't want to participate in the anal sex the liberal people tell me to.
I don't believe him. I think this guy really wants anal sex, particularly with his dad.
Well, the liberals are telling him to, Jackson. He doesn't want to participate, but they just keep shoving it down his throat. That's all they talk about.
That's all they ever talk about. You're right.
Oh my God.
Remember to stay strong in the faith of Christ who died for our sins. God loves you and love will prosper.
That all seems like love to me.
Not a whole lot, yeah, exactly.
And then it's praying hands emoji, cross emoji, and heart emoji.
This man probably was watching a movie with his dad one day and just had these really awful, intrusive thoughts of like, don't have anal sex with your dad. Don't have anal sex with your dad. And he needed a way to just, you know, cover that up. Sweep that under the rug. It's like your fault, TV.
It sounds like if Tarek Nasheed and Uncle Ruckus had a baby. Just so much self-hatred and hatred.
Well, he also called Ackman's mom too. That was the best part. Like after, so yeah, like after the whole thing, he like digs. So like after like Ackman makes a video like responding to it, right? Like the next stage of the YouTube drama is like, all right, let me look through public records. find the mom's phone number and fucking call her up. So
What the fuck? Is she in the yellow pages as like Act-Man's mum? How did he have to go through every single name?
I literally, I have to imagine that's how it worked. Like, he was calling up, it's like, hello, did I have beef with your son on YouTube? No, okay, bye, sorry. Let me call the next one. It was like some fucking insane telemarketing op that no one has ever seen. But
What did he call her for?
Well, because you wanted to discuss how evil his son was and fucking.
Oh my god, he's actually. I'm telling your mom on
He
you.
tattled.
He wanted to warn her that
I know, dude. I'm
Act-Man's
telling
having
you.
anal sex with his dad.
Yeah, he fucking.
She should know that.
Do you
She
know
needs to know.
Do you know your husband's cheating on you with your son?
Ma'am, I don't want to alarm you, but what kind of television do you own?
Well, I find it so funny. You know, when we earlier were just talking about like this drama and stuff, right? Like in these smaller communities and shit. It's funny to me how like TV circles have drama. Like TV review circles have beef between each other. Like there's an actual community of TV reviewers that are just fucking, they're not having it, you know?
And not about what you would think either. Like not
Yeah,
about
like they're about
this-
gay sex and anal liberal agenda. You're right.
What's this got to do with TVs?
Like in TV, they're just a backdrop, you know. Like I thought I was gonna come across the Sony boys fighting against the fucking LG TV OLED gang or something, like some insane shit. But like, so the further I dug into this, right? Because I do kind of want to make a follow-up video on it, just like, you know, when the dust has settled, because it is really wild. So I believe this guy was ban evading, right? And I have a pretty good suspicion that he was ban evading on YouTube. Like he had a channel where like he really talked about the gay liberal agenda. Like he was like, "Hey guys, let me review Spider-Man on like on this OLED TV." But let's talk about gay Spider-Man for a second and why that's wrong. So he had like another channel, I believe, like Quantum Apoptosis or something. And the only reason I know about this was there's another beef with this 500 sub channel where they were arguing about who's like apparently like they were calling each other pedophiles over a television review. I'm like, wait. No, like really, like I had to go into it. I'm like, wait, what?
Guys,
Like, what
Do you think the TV manufacturers ever hear about these debates? Like Samsung has to have an all-hands meeting because two TV reviewers are calling each other pedophiles?
Well, no, they're slamming their hands on the desk. Gentlemen, our TV is making people gay. What do we do about this?
Turn off the gay setting now.
There's like
Is it just like that black and white spiral that hypnotizes you? It's just
Yeah,
hypnotose.
it's in the settings. You go under contrast, you go past brightness and gayness. It's just there.
yeah, I have to
Also, you guys-
imagine it's like a hidden setting on the TV. Well, they all have to like.
No one tell him there's also a black Spider-Man now. He's gonna be really mad.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, Quantum won't be having that.
Quantum's like,
no.
no. Quantum's
Not on my
probably the one
TV.
guy. Quantum, like, it feels like every time he's talking about like black people, I feel like he watches the Rodney King tape again, and he's like, you know, this was a simpler time in America, a better time.
I feel sad for him. It sounds like he has so much self-hatred and so many so much doubt within him.
I do too. Like, and it's funny because like the race card gets played so much on this entire thing. Like, dude will like dig out a first off, like his comment section is policed harder than fucking like the Chinese government. Like, you'll have like a video with like 400,000 views on it, but like 4 comments, and all of them are like, "Wow, awesome TV settings, man! You really showed it to those gay cards. Congratulations! Now my TV looks better than ever."
Okay, so it's an alt account of his then.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I guess.
You can tell it's him if it ever brings up anal sex or gayness.
Yeah, if it's anything anal or whatever, it's definitely that. But I find it so weird. Like, there's a whole community, and I feel like it's just competitiveness between the HD channels, because a lot of them do like these sub trains on their channels, right? Like, you sub to our channel, we'll give you exclusive videos to show you how to calibrate your Samsung television. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, is there really a market where like some dude has to pay $5 to be taught how to change the fucking color settings on their television? Like, I thought this was something we just used to do. Like, holy fuck.
Oh, dude, there's a whole market on trying to sell people useless services and useless like repairs. Fucking Amazon does it. You can buy a like $15 cable from Amazon, and they'll be like, you should also sign up for our pro service installation. We'll set it all up for you. And it's $139 for a $15 fucking like HDMI cable.
I like when they try to sell you like a 2-year warranty on a fucking cable. It's like,
That
it's
too.
fine, even if it breaks.
That'll come in
That
handy.
too. They try to sell you a fucking like $30 warranty on something you paid like $10
Warranties
for.
are so
It's
fucking
insane.
bullshit. Every warranty I've ever paid for has made me feel like an idiot immediately, and after the fact that I forget that I even had the warranty. So the thing will break, and I forget that I paid for warranty, so it's useless.
Well,
it's always useless.
the only time warranty ever did anything for me in my life was I bought a graphic card recently that was fucking bum. Like, and the one time I was like, sure, I'll pay you like $300 for the warranty. They fucking gave it to me. That was like after a week.
Oh,
like,
that's
so I
nice.
knew that I had the warranty, but that's the only thing. This is why, like, every time I go to a store and they always pester you about that shit. You're not even joking. Like, you buy a game from
yeah,
GameStop.
absolutely.
Like I buy some stupid ass piece of shit. Like, I want to make fun of it. Like, fucking, you know, some crappy game and they're like, you want to like, you want to make sure this is, taken care of. What if you lost this pile of gem? What if you lost this? I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. And they pester you so hard. It's like when you go to
I don't
the
know,
fucking-
man. The GameStop one, actually not terrible. When Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was so hyped for the game and so, like, out of my mind. I was like, yes, I'll pay the $5 protection fee, please.
No scratches.
About 3 weeks later, I was playing it at my girlfriend's house, and she walked by, and like she was moving, so shit was kind of just strewn around, and she kicked my Xbox, and it scratched the game to holy hell. And I went to GameStop.
Did you break up immediately?
Well, yeah, there was some slapping involved, but I went to GameStop and I went, hey, here's my receipt, here's my game. They swapped